There we go.
Ooh, child.
Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffee Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all, as well as the podcast, on Instagram and YouTube.
Welcome to episode 99 of another Woodshop podcast, where I got 99 problems, but an intro ain't one.
Wow.
Boom.
He was waiting 99 episodes
99 episodes for that reference. Yeah.
Sometimes they write themselves, and then sometimes that happens. Big thanks to our big thanks to our patrons. Patreon.com/another Woodshop podcast. A lot of you have been finding your way over there. We got 2 new patrons this week. Big thanks to Eric at Barber Design and Build and Tyler Valencian. I hope I pronounced that right.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, God bless you. No, big thanks to both of you for joining the Met Army. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, your virility is about to go through the roof. So
and the crowd went wild.
Right.
Golf clap.
Big thanks to you guys and or gals. I don't know. Maybe Tyler is a lady. We don't know. Big thanks to them.
Dude looks like a lady.
With that, typically we'll go into reviews, and we'll go into that in a minute. But I want to actually not go into reviews this time. I'm going to zig when you guys think I'm going to zag. I want to talk about our giveaway in episode 100 before we get into that, because there is a lot, and I already closed out that file, but I'll bring it back up here.
If only I had it open right now.
No, I'm gonna read. I've got it right now. Pete, did you want to read it?
No, you can.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. I'm shy.
I can look at it.
We have an episode. We got episode 100 coming up next week, guys and gals and dolls. We have a ton of brand support for a huge giveaway. This is
ludicrous.
This is a huge giveaway. Like, it's massive. There's a ton of items. There's gonna be a ton of winners. So we're really
some losers though. There's going to be
so many
losers.
items. We have to form an S corp. Like, we have to completely.
There's not so many items that there's going to be more winners than losers. There's still going to be more losers than winners for sure, but there's still going to be a lot of winners.
We made sure of that.
We made sure that there's still more winners than losers, because that just wouldn't be fun. No, we got. I'm going to go down the list here of what we got for sure. Everything that's a lock right now is Armor Tool, mini jig and clamps. Bessie, 2 sets of the RES 01s, which is 2 6-inch and 2 12-inch clamps. There's 2 sets of those, so that's 8 clamps. Brunt Boots is going to be letting you choose your own set of boots, whatever boots you want, you'll get for free. And the best part is you get to choose the size. That's Pete's joke. I'm stealing it. Our friends over at Firm Grip, they the people who represent Firm Grip is actually a Lucursi group, but they represent several brands. So they threw in the Power Pro Starter Variety Pack, Firm Grip gloves, AWP, which doesn't have anything to do with another Woodshop podcast.
Relation.
AWP is a safety. There's no relation. It's not a family thing. It's their safety company, which I don't know how we haven't marketed that. I feel like we're messing up.
If we're giving AWP gear, does that mean we've been AWP'd on?
Yes, we've been AWP'd on, and good thing is you can wear your tool bag to keep all your wet naps to clean yourself off. So it's gonna have a AWP tool bag and knee pads, not related to us, related to them, and then OK hardware variety pack. That's from the Firm Grip folks. They're the
I could
best.
really use knee pads. I've gone through my other ones.
Keep going. For eating all that Casey's.
Capro is an 842G. That is their green light laser. Green light lasers are far superior to red light lasers. It's just a fact.
Everybody knows that.
The 353 Legit Square, which is legit. Flex Sander, a 26-foot tape measure. That's quite
more than 25.
Yeah.
And a 446 Speed Square. Next, Laguna Tools. You know we love Laguna Tools. $150 towards any one accessory. That is, like bandsaw blades, sandpaper, stuff like that.
Accessories.
So, accessories, not tools, accessories. Pete, you don't delete that one. I need to read it. Macbeth came in with a bunch of stuff. DeWalt 25-foot tape measure, Swanson 6-inch combo square, Porter cable, 5-inch random orbit sander, Macbeth CA glue with accelerator, Macbeth 5 or 6-inch white buffing pads, your choice depending on what machine you've got. Macbeth 5-minute epoxy, DeWalt 7 or 12-inch tri-square, a DeWalt flush trim saw, or a DeWalt 2-pack of 6 clamps. Sorry, I said or. It's actually all those items we'll be giving out in different bundles. So it's not or, it's all those. Micro Jig came with their brand new blade clean system. Big thank you to Morgan. Hop over there. He got us hooked up with that. We're going to have the blade
clean system.
Out.
It's so good.
It's fantastic.
It's slick. So that just came out, and you can win one. Or you could buy one, but
it's like $100 value by itself, I think.
Yeah, $100. It's dope.
Yeah. Worth every penny too.
OmniWall Power Wall Kit. That is really cool. That's for your cordless tools to hang up on the wall. That is a really nice system. Semi-Exact. They have not locked theirs in yet, but they were kicking around an outdoor sofa kit. So we'll know more about that in the coming days. Sticker Beat, $150 gift card.
Ooh.
And Total Boat.
Awesome.
Wood honey bottle, a quart kit of the high performance. You can choose the slow, medium, or fast. I would recommend the slow. And a tube of Thick-So.
Thick.
So
that's what they called me in high school.
3 X's. Thick-So.
Yeah. So big thanks to all the brands for really coming in hot.
Dude,
so
I'm constantly blown away by
and
that's just a bonkers number of brands.
Tune in next week during our pre-show, and we will tell you exactly how you can win all those items. And on top of that, we're going to be giving away a little merch during the pre-show, like some flash mob giveaways. Is that what they call? Is that what the kids say?
Flash giveaways. Flash giveaways. Flash mob.
Flash giveaways.
Flash mob is when like multiple people show up to a place and they do the same thing.
And I'm quitting. Episode 99.
Also, just to clarify what Dan was saying, statistically, you winning all of those things is impossible. So it's going to be one person per brand, basically. That's how we're going to choose the winner. So there's going to be plenty of choices. There is about
essentially
14, 15 choice, 13 to 15 options to win.
And just keep this in mind. Next week, we're announcing all the giveaways. We're taking the week off for Workbench Con. So you actually have 2 weeks to listen, get the code phrases, and get entered. But if you're a patron, you get 2 entries.
2 entries.
So you have twice. If any patron at any tier level, you get 2 entries for the giveaway.
If you're a patron, you get 1 entry automatically.
Automatically. You just get it.
Right. You can get another one if you write in.
Correct. Sorry. Dan is 100% correct.
You can get up to.
You can get up to 2 entries. Yes.
And
you do have to enter.
We're doing it live for this one, but
actually, I'm going to amend that. No, if you're a patron, you don't automatically get an entry. You have to actually enter to get both your entries. I want them to they have to participate in the show.
Participate in the show. Absolutely.
You don't just automatically get an entry. I think if you're a patron, we appreciate you. But if you're a patron, you get 2. That's just say, hey, I'm a patron. We'll get that figured out. Like you need to interact.
Well,
no, Dan's going to decide. You know what? I correct myself.
No, don't just say I'm a patron. Everybody's going to be going, hey, I'm a patron.
No,
well, we can check that.
Dan's not going to double check it.
You know what? Dan is the giveaway guru. Dan will decide all this, and this will be answered next week. It's Dan's decision, not mine.
And you know what? Maybe I'm just throwing
bow down to me.
I'm going to ask the guys now. Maybe we over the next 3 weeks.
Get your knee pads.
3 weeks now. Maybe we talk about some other ways you might get another entry, but we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe
I think we need to do that, and that's definitely going to be through Instagram and sharing,
or secret handshake at Workbench Con. I don't know. Maybe that's how.
I think Workbench Con is too limiting. I think we definitely need to have them share their stories.
Speaking of Workbench Con, let's talk about the other thing. Mike, go ahead with that. Or Pete, what's happening at Workbench Con? What are we doing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you're watching a video on our YouTube channel,
and if you're not, this makes no sense. I don't know.
/ Another Woodshop podcast. I'm currently wearing a Merca hoodie because yes, they make hoodies aside from dustless sanding solutions. So
dustless hoodies.
Dustless hoodies. This is dust free. Although it has the black
for now
on the inside because I haven't washed it yet. I just put it straight on. But we're gonna be doing an Instagram takeover for Merca at Workbench Con. We're going to be doing 3 days of that. Every day, one of us is going to take over and just kind of go nuts. And we're going to be giving away tons of abrasives. And I checked out these packs. They're like 10 packs of random papers, and they come with the little backer pad, real nice. And we'll have maybe a couple of hoodies to give away as well. So
got to be present to win.
Got to be present to win. So definitely worth the cost of admission.
Yeah,
definitely.
Right there.
But check us out, check us out on our accounts and of course on the Merca account as well. So that's that.
That's gonna be
fun. We're gonna be taking over their Instagram page. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Giveaways left and right. This is crazy. I love it.
So many giveaways. Thanks, Shelby.
You go get it.
Okay, so that's the big announcements. We do have some reviews that I gotta get to, but I can't
go back to the zagging and the zigging if you would.
Yeah,
I'm all
confused.
Get to
the giveaways until
we do the intro again.
Yeah, let's do the whole intro over again. Let's start from okay. 3,
just start with
2.
some-
Just kidding. Go.
Go, Black Betty. Ramble lamb.
Okay, 10 minutes in, 52 seconds. I got to write that down. Otherwise, I will be lost during the edit. Okay, so our first review is from one. I'm on the wrong page.
One?
From one Wusky Sloth, which I'm assuming sounds a lot like Whiskey Sloth. So I think there's. So everyone, first of all,
Maybe they're
you
cousins.
might it's his first cousin Wusky Sloth. You're gonna want to go in your kitchen, get a bag of popcorn, heat that thing up, go get a nice blanket, cuddle up on the couch, because this is a super duper long review.
Oh,
So,
cool.
And I've got 2 of them.
I do
So
need to drink
we're going to be
refresh.
35 minutes into the show before I'm done. So Whiskey Sloth, is meh just meh, or is it really meh is the subject. It's 5 out of 5, of course.
Wow.
That's the only way you can rate the store. Rate the show, not store. This isn't Etsy. I'll tell you my story about how I contracted AWP. I was sitting at home one day in mid 2000 thinking, if at any point you start to agree with me that this is too long, just speak up. I'll move to the next review. Don't feel ashamed.
Should we have a safe word?
Yeah, it's going to be
Pineapple.
Pink Panther.
Oh, Pink Panther.
Okay. Here we go.
Safe words kickback.
I was sitting at home one day in mid 2000, thinking if there was only some sort of sickness that would affect the world globally, raise prices of lumber, affect going to the store, close doctors' offices only when you're sick, and split the nation into many different facets of opinions. Boy, would that be the dream. And then it hit AWP.
Oh,
From the
God.
moment I felt, yeah, Pete's, you still good, Pete? You still on board? We're 3 sentences into 90 sentences. Okay, good. It hit AWP.
So I didn't interrupt.
From the moment I felt nauseated by the constant whining of Pete's voice to the braggalicious personality of Michael Q. Coffee, I thought there would be no cure. Masks, respirators, and these cool medically sound devices called neck gaiters were ordered to be worn, but only by those that are not in a position of power or that make over an exuberant amount of money each month. There were more people than ever asking for money handouts, copying Etsy stores, creating sob stories. It was clear pandemonium. Then it hit me. This is how life is going to be for everyone. Just one step closer to getting to those walnut-infused, lightly sanded rustic plywood stairs leading to the all-keto cedar gates. What? And then I heard it, this voice. For once in 100 episodes, I didn't feel nauseous anymore. I walked from coffee shop to coffee shop. It's coffee, C-O-F-F-E-E, then coffee, C-O-F-F-E-Y. Looking for the sweet sound. Then I saw him. Boy, the voice did not match the Is this you, Dan? Did you write this review?
I did not.
Okay. Then I saw.
I don't have this many words in my vocabulary.
hell of a
Boy,
novel.
no one does. No one does. This is a dictionary. What'd you say this is, Pete?
It's a hell of a novel.
I said Helen Keller novel.
It's a Helen Keller novel because I didn't see that
Whoa.
coming.
Then I saw him. Boy, the voice did not match the receptacle it was coming out. I'm halfway through, FYI. It did not match the receptacle it was coming out of.
Skip to the
I
end.
can't.
Okay.
No,
Be
keep
careful
going.
with this show podcast laughing marathon, as before you know it, 100 episodes of your life will be gone forever, and you will be stuck in a place where only Claro Walnut exists. Not sure that's a bad thing. I skipped a full paragraph.
You skipped where he's going to talk about me.
Okay, here we go.
Now I'm
Then I
upset.
saw him. Boy, the voice did not match the receptacle it was coming out of. Good Lord. But the voice was angelic. It immediately cured my AWP symptoms. As I sat and listened to Oh Black Betty medley, I closed my eyes and listened and felt as if there was hope. When the gorgeous sounding vibration stopped, I asked, "Who are you?" To which this guy replied, Daniel Dunlap, the Daniel Dunlap. I was puzzled and scratched my
That
head.
is actually how I think he would introduce himself.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Would you say social media influencer Daniel Dunlap? I was puzzled and scratched my head as I did not know what he meant, but it was sure nice to meet the savior of the world that could take away all this nonsensical.
The savior of the world.
Daniel then asked me, "What's on your bench?" And I knew I've heard this phrase before. I looked at Daniel with longing eyes and said, "Are you?" To which he most ridiculously interrupted, "I am AWP." And then it just says no. It just So anyway,
Wow.
that was 5 minutes of one review. There's another one that's as long.
That's all we can
Should we
read.
wait till next week?
By the way,
Yeah, let's wait
till
till
next week. By the way, if you want to try to avoid catching AWP, you have to get an AWP 95 mask. Just saying. Or the KAWP.
Or the AWP on shirt.
No, it's the
you know,
KAWP.
I'm out of energy.
95.
I need to go get a carrot and take a quick nap after that one. I'll be right back.
Quick protein bar, cigarette.
Big thanks to Wooski Sloth for writing. I don't know who it is, but it's Wooski Sloth. I don't know who it could be. Big thanks to him for him or her. They, them, she, it, they, we.
Swear it wasn't me.
They owe
Scouts
us a
on
tier
it.
3 Patreon for that one.
Yeah, whatever that means. So big thanks to him for that. I think
We have one on Yelp, a small one.
Read the Yelp
Go
one.
for it.
'cause
I'm
that
gonna
was-
drink
not-
water.
it's not as long.
I'm almost lost my voice, so let me drink some water while you're.
This is from Jordan C. in Midland, Canada. And he says, I was born sans legs. After listening to AWP, I sprouted 100 tiny baby doll legs. Much like a centipede with 100 tiny baby doll legs. Thanks, cowards. That's it.
Did we start attracting like peyote consuming
Luna
audience?
just cranked one out. It smells like a dumpster fire in here right now. It smells.
Oh my god.
It's so bad. Anyway, thanks for the reviews, guys.
Wow, guys. Wow.
You know what? I don't even care about these reviews. I do. That's a joke.
I
don't
do.
care about the reviews. I care
Well,
about them. Big
like-
thanks to everyone who got in the reviews. We'll get into. We only are allotted 5 to 7 minutes of review time per episode. So I'll read the next review next week, and hopefully we
Yeah.
can stay within our time.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about my week.
Okay, then that's
Because of
fine,
the
'cause,
review.
we haven't even played the song because of the review. I had it all written down and I forgot. It doesn't even matter. I'm gonna play this.
What's on my bench?
That is the Once on My Bench. What's on my bench theme song? Oh, what? What's on my bench theme song sung by
Gotta enunciate the
Daniel Dunlap.
N.
hard in. Big thanks to Dan for telling us his week. Dan, what's on your bench?
Guys, it's been another week over here.
Guys,
Another week of bow ties. It's been such a great week. I love this
I
week.
have a keyboard shortcut for this one.
Yep. You have the bow tie.
Dan's got bow ties.
Bow tie.
Control DB.
Wait, hold on. Let me just delete last week's notes until the first sentence. Dan had a lot of bow tie sales, comma. Go on.
I don't know what else to tell you. I'm crushing it. I also built a website. It was shockingly easy. I used Squarespace. It's not completely done yet, but all the bones are there, which is a huge step forward for mankind, I believe, and myself. So that's cool.
Dankind.
Dankind. I don't know if I did any big projects this week. I didn't work on any big projects this week. It's been a slow week.
Dan, what's the website?
I'm not telling you currently because it's not completely done.
At
But when it
squarespace.com.
is done, it's well, the short link right now until I get my actual domain is ddwoodworks.squarespace.com. But that won't be my.
DanielDunlapsWoodworks.com.
That's mine, but that's not it.
That's
not it. That's an old one that I was working on, and I've
Yeah,
abandoned.
there's also petruesworkshop.com, but like that's not. It's a
Don't
WordPress.
go to
It's rough.
DanielDunlapWoodworks.com yet.
They don't go to mine. I don't care. Go to mine. There's links there.
It's not even filled out. If you scroll down, you'll see there's the lorem ipsum.
There's a lot of
stuff.
blank stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just gibberish.
I started
text.
building the website like a year and a half ago, and I just abandoned it. I was like, nah,
That's
this
been me.
sucks. But it was all WordPress based, and I just didn't want to do it. It was a bummer. Anyway, my week. That's my week. It was my week was very boring.
My
I don't have
website
much.
made me sad.
Mike, talk for an hour or so I can get a drink refill, if you would.
I'm gonna go real fast through what I've got this week. We got a big old 8-quarter walnut countertop job. That is, I went and picked up the lumber for that today. That is that's in my trailer at the shop. I'm gonna get going on that. I think I'm gonna call the guys in Sunday. I think we're gonna work Sunday. We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen yet. Because I want to get that thing delivered. I'd really like to get that thing delivered next week. I just think that's a little bit aggressive because I have to leave to Atlanta the following Wednesday. So I really want to get it done next week, but very realistically, we might be installing that Tuesday, the day before I fly out. Also I'm doing a video for Home Depot right now. It is this media center, this media console that I've been wanting to build for a while. They reached out, asked if I wanted to do a video with them. I said, yes, I've been wanting to do this build for myself. It seems like the only time I can do builds for myself these days is when I'm doing it with a brand. So I said, do you guys want to sponsor this video?
That's not a bad reason to do it.
No, it's not. I said, do you guys want to sponsor this video? They said, yep, that sounds great. So they're sponsoring this video. So I'm doing that right now. I'm hoping to have the majority of that done tomorrow, but I've got to go. I've got Matt coming tomorrow, but I have to go. Built a medicine cabinet. Well, I had Sean build a medicine cabinet this week. Sean's at Pen Makers. If you want to check him out on Instagram, he's a really talented furniture maker, and I really enjoy having him in the shop. It's really great working with Sean. So, but Sean, I had this design that I had pencil sketched out, and I got it all done and put it in shaper, gave it to Sean, and it's just, he was able to knock it out of the park exactly how I envisioned. I mean, he's there. We were working on it kind of together. He did all the work on it, but I got to go dry fit that tomorrow, and then I got to start spraying that tomorrow. And then we got this big walnut dining table that I am on a stop on right now because I'm waiting for the metal hardware. I've got the C channel in. I need one more piece of C channel that's coming from Bidwell. Of course, use Coffee 10 over there, get 10% off. And then they're making me a metal base for that. They're also making me a metal base for a coffee table I'm making. And then I've got the C channel for that. And actually, but the epoxy's in, everything's in, it's ready to be sanded down. And, but I can't really do much else until I get my hardware in. The audio stuff is taking, it's hot and heavy. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe for that. So we got, tomorrow I've got to go do the dry fit of the medicine cabinet. And then I've got to go see that customer and drop off some new sets of plaques for them. And then we start deep diving into the boxes over the next few weeks. So it's going to be really crazy. I've got I had a phone call with the finish manufacturer or the finish company today that I'm going to use for that, which is Target Coatings. He's going to be putting together some samples for me so we can get instrument grade finishes on that. We're trying to get like a violin grade finish, like a super high gloss finish for those, so they look super high end. So he's gonna get me some ideas for that. So I appreciate him over there. And then just a handful of Etsy orders. Did a giveaway with Laguna this week for a laser. A credit towards a laser. We announced those winners, so I got to get that. The winner of my prize, I've got to get that out this week. But also, I haven't made the payment yet, but it is going to happen tomorrow. Big news is Sean is going to buy my PL1220 laser, and I'm going to get the Laguna EX 150 watt laser. So I'm going to get that big laser here. It's going to be really helpful for the Etsy stuff that I am doing. It's going to make things go really fast, cutting those out. It's going to be nice. So getting those going, getting some things flying out of there. That's going to be really nice to get that rolling. So I've got to get that. I don't know what the timeline will be on that. So I'll find all that out tomorrow, but that's pretty much my week. It's just really busy. I'm just trying to get a lot of stuff done. Oh, one thing I did want to mention is, and this is part of the reason why I'm busy too, is next Wednesday is the Jobbers Professional Development Day. It's going to be really cool. If you're growing your business and you're trying to, learn from other business owners and stuff, it's going to be a great opportunity if you're there. There is going to be a ton of business owners. You'll be able to network with them. It's an online virtual free event, and you'll be able to talk to other people, get to meet other people. You'll get to be a part of these I guess it'd be like a panel, like their panel. They're going to have these different panels talking about different things. So anyway, check that out. That's next Wednesday, February 16th. That's all day long. If you need more information, reach out to me. I'll be happy to give you some of that info. So that's it from my week. That's probably, I don't know. Pete, what you got going on?
Yo, okay. So I kind of took a week off from woodworking. I haven't been in my shop a lot lately, and it's partially been because the last month or so, like all of January, most of the time that I was in my shop was not for me, and it was not in a good way for a customer. It was just like a lot of stress, a lot of people being demanding, and since my folks are staying with us still, my dad is super bored because he's retired and demand
was
does
happening?
not know how to sit still. Their flights are right now tentatively booked.
No, I mean,
for-
what were the
what-
customer like headaches?
No, just some of the custom cutting boards I was doing, that big CNC / laser / sanding ice climbing gig, that was a whole pain in the butt. And then a lot of little things, stuff that I'm not really even like posting about. I'm just trying to like knock out. But the other part was I have other projects that I've lined up that I'm just like doing as I feel because they're not pressing. And my dad's super bored. So he's like in the shop, like literally like 4:30, he's in the shop preheating it because it's cold in there. And he's just like waiting for me to clock out of work. And I'm like, the last thing I want to do immediately after working is go work. I need to take a break. I need to like go eat, whatever. So I was like, January like burned me out. Actually the holidays through January burned me out a little bit. Because like Etsy's been super busy too. So that's been keeping me so busy. And I'm trying to keep up with the orders, requests, and other stuff that I'm working on the back end. I'm trying to work on some files, and basically it's a lot of administrative stuff. And the annoying part is all of it is progressing, but none of it is finished. And that's really bums me out. Like I'm working on my website and like Dan knocked it out in a day, Mike knocked it out in a day. And I'm taking like a week or 6 weeks to do it at this point. Because I just like work on it an hour every week. And I'm just like, whatever. Anyways, aside from that, we're working a lot on a house right now. And it's just kind of boring household projects and content that doesn't make for good content. So I'm not even posting about it. We're hanging crap on the walls. We're replacing faucets. We're doing random plumbing, caulking, insulation, whatever. And it's just boring. So it's keeping me busy, but doesn't make for really good content. And then Etsy's been super busy. This week actually was the first time I've seen a slowdown in like 3 months. And it's still, it's still busy, but it also worries me because I'm like, oh, it's slowing down. Oh, I'm not going to get enough sales. But that's about it. Really, it's been a slow week here, even though it's been busy. It's just not a lot of woodworking. Next week, I have a couple projects lined up. And then the week after that, Workbench Con. We're driving down on Tuesday. We're going to go to Asheville, North Carolina for a night to visit some family. And then we're going to go to Atlanta and meet up with you guys. So I'm very, very excited for that. That's about it.
What do you got coming up next week?
Next week, I need to list a bunch of cutting boards. I need to start on a board. Luckily, thank goodness, my lumber yard, the one I used to go to, Boards and Beams, the prices are finally leveling
Beatles,
off.
am I right?
Yeah, right. Where I used to pay for 8/4 walnut was 22 something. Oh. Yeah, it is now down to an affordable $16. But whatever. I quoted that to a customer. They want a large end grain cutting board. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, dang it. I gave them the FU price and they still took it. So I'm doing that.
Ouch.
But like I told them straight up, like, yeah, delivery is going to be like mid-March. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Here's the deposit. I'm like, you got to stop using the coffee method. Just tell them something ridiculous and they still take it. But, it's a good problem to have.
It's good to be busy.
This is going to seem ridiculous, but I was working on ornaments this week too. I was laser cutting and gluing up ornaments because all the ones that were promised to Emma and my parents to take back overseas, take home, I kept getting requests through like January. So I just grabbed from the pile I had, and now I have none to give to my family for next year. So I had to make more ornaments in February because that's the world we live in. Times. But anyways, that's that. Let's get to some questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
cool. The next question.
That's
not the right word. The first question is from Eric Whitty. I assume it's pronounced Whitty or Wit. I think it's Whitty though. Eric's question is this.
Hey guys, Eric from nothing really but Witsterbot, I guess, on here. 2 questions. 1, do you always buy the official Dominoes from Festival, or do you know of good/cheaper alternatives? 2nd, when doing long builds like tables, what do you do to stretch your boards? I have a scenario where I have roughly a 10-foot floating wall desk to make, but a ton of just like generally 8-foot red oak to work with. What kind of joint would you use to ensure like a strong end-to-end connection? Dominoes, finger joint, half lap, a board stretcher? I suspect that the other boards like sandwiching on the sides will provide enough rigidity, but is that enough to rely on? Thanks, and keep on keeping on.
Dan.
To answer your first question, Tay Tools makes a phenomenal alternative to the Festool domino, and I think they're like half the price on Amazon. Or you can go straight to taytools.com or taylorwoodworks.com. I can't remember their website name. Taylor Tool. Man, I was close. But yeah, they make a very great domino replacement, and it's half the price or so. And as far as your other question is, since you're talking about dominoes, yeah, put a domino in the end, and then just glue them up butcher block style. The glue coming from the side should be enough to hold everything together. I mean that's just butcher block style. It'll be fine. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with Dan. Tay Tools has, though I use those pretty much exclusively. Except
so
the
do
only
I.
exception is the Festool makes those Sippo dominoes that are good for exterior. They're exterior rated, so I get those from Domino. I don't think Tay Tools has a Sippo or an exterior rated domino. Not that that's like a huge need for me in my shop, but I do keep those on hand because I do we'll do outdoor benches or whatever. And then butcher block is super strong. One trick I like to do when I'm doing a big butcher block board like that, though, like a big panel board, is if I'm cutting the two pieces for the butt joint, I cut the board that's say on the right side. I cut it on the right side of my miter saw, and then I cut the one on the left side on the left side of my miter saw. So when those joints match up, they're going to make a perfect.
Oh yeah, that way if you're just off by a fraction,
if there's anything off a little bit, it auto corrects that. So you have that perfect side. So that's the one thing I do is I cut on there, and then two dominoes at least. I mean, I would get close to both edges for the dominoes. If it's like a 1-inch piece of wood, you just need one.
If you're doing like
a couple in there so you can get things lined up.
Yeah.
If you're doing like a huge butcher block, I had to do that with a very large countertop I did last year or the year before. It was a 14-footer, and I had to butcher block style it. And I didn't have a 14-foot clamp, so I couldn't bring that joint together, that long end-to-end joint. So I threw away a pocket hole underneath where it's not going to be seen, so the screw pulls the boards together. It also had dominoes, but the screw was just more to pull the joint together.
That's your clamp.
Yep. Sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
No, all good. So I'm still going through my initial batch of because I got a bulk thing of Festool dominoes. But yeah, what they were saying, that's the ones I would be buying next. But I've also seen other people make them. Rip a piece of wood and then
they're pretty easy
round
to make.
over or do a chamfer on a side and then cut it on a bandsaw down to size and you're good to go. That being said, I'm probably going to go with whatever option they're recommending, which is the Tay Tools. As far as the end grain, I agree with everything they said. For me, one technique that I learned for gluing up end grain boards together, the way you're gluing it up in that panel with like a butcher block, it's going to provide a lot of stability. But if you're ever gluing up end grain to end grain, pre-gluing, like gluing a section like the end grain, putting glue on it, letting it kind of slowly get tacky and dry, and then applying glue for the final glue up is a good way to do it because it fills the grain. So you're not just filling it once and then the grain soaks it up. Doing like a prime, letting it kind of tacky up, and then you're gluing to that. Glue bonds to glue. It's going to bond really well. So that's a good way to do it. Another technique that I honestly have never tried, but I've seen before on a woodsmith shop is cutting a 45 or an angle and then gluing up the angles together. Now, I would not do this without a domino or at least a biscuit in there or something just to stabilize it. But just having more gluing surface, and it's not a butt joint where it might open up. If it opens up, it kind of slides onto more wood, so you're not really going to see a gap. I've always liked that technique. I've never run into a position where I had to glue an end joint like that, but I think that's a neat way to possibly do it. So that's my answer.
The next question, correct statement this time, is from Jordan Chapman, who I believe is Jordan C., who'd left the review on Yelp about his tiny little baby legs. So big thanks to him for ruining my dreams. Jordan, here we go.
Thanks, Mike. Jordan from Of the North Designs here up here in Midland, Ontario, Canada. I'm actually standing here in the eye of an active hurricane.
That blows.
Anyways, I've been having trouble with tabletops cupping on me after I take them out of clamps. You leave them overnight, one side loses moisture, it cups. How do you guys remedy it? Do you run into that at all? Also, in woodworking, have you guys ever had a problem and you're like looking around on Instagram and stuff and oh, no one else seems to have that problem? Is it just me? And then you Google it and you find out, oh no, everybody has this problem. They just don't post about it because that's crappy content. Do you guys ever have that thought, or am I just a huge narcissist? Anyways, thanks, Mike. Back to you.
Pete.
Boards cupping. You're talking about board drying out on one side before the other. Like when you're gluing up edges, and it really shouldn't be cupping on you unless you, let's say, freshly milled up one side, or if you're applying a veneer on one side and you didn't spray the other side of the wood, or you're over clamping in a certain direction. That's the only times I would think that it would really cup on you, because one side shouldn't be wetter than the other. I mean, unless you're doing something funky. You should, if ideally, clean up both sides of glue. I don't know, maybe you're using the wet rag glue cleanup method, which, you know, you get the wood all wet on one side and then it gets all cupped and stuff. I wouldn't do that. I would maybe wait 30 minutes and then scoop it up with like a scraper and just get all those bubbles up.
Or with a spoon.
Yeah, but make sure you're equalizing your clamps. You want to be clamping from the bottom and the top anytime you're doing a panel, opposite forces, because if you just press enough,
opposite attracting, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It can't press into the metal bar of the clamp or the pipe, whatever you're using. It can only go up, so it's going to want to cup that direction. So look at all that. Also, check your joiner fence. If you're jointing and then you're doing glue ups and you're getting cupping, maybe your joints aren't 90. Maybe they're 89 or whatever. And as far as a problem that is common, but you don't see a lot of, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of little things that people don't post about. I don't know. I can't like think of one thing really, but there's plenty of things that people don't like to post. People don't like to post mistakes, but I think mistakes is what makes the best content. Safe mistakes, because, you know, it normalizes you. Dan, I'm not attacking you. Calm down. But like when you make a mistake and, you know, or like you have tear out or something, you know, sometimes some people won't even address tear out. Like I feel like I don't see a lot of people talk about tear out, but that's something that happens all the time. You know, it's like apply tape or back up the board or something. I don't know. Some things just don't make good content, so people don't post it, which is kind of a bummer. But I know Dan posts all of his fun mistakes. A happy little
Not all of them. I post some mistakes. I don't post all my mistakes.
Well, why don't you answer your question?
You took all my talking points for the cupping issue, which is
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. You nailed everything. I feel like over clamping, not clamping.
It's almost like I've been doing this since '97.
Not clamping on top and bottom, and perhaps your clamping edge, not your clamping edge, the edges you're gluing up aren't perfectly 90. So, you know, Pete nailed all those. As far as, what was his exact question again?
You ever had a problem that you think isn't common because you don't see it on Instagram, but then you Google it and it's like, oh, everyone has this problem. Like snipe on a 735.
Oh,
that planer is.
Yeah, you know, I think everybody does. It's like Pete said, you know, nobody wants to post their mistakes, but, you know, I feel like posting your mistakes, if you do it right, you know, it's great content. You're going to get called a bozo and people are going to say, you're an amateur and you don't know what you're doing. You should get off IG. Stop posting this junk. But, you know, whatever.
I got one that people don't share, but it happens to everyone once in a while. Swirly lines from your sander because you skipped a grit. Or maybe you went a little fast and then you apply finish.
Or you're pushing too hard.
Or you're pushing too hard. And then,
yeah, that happened to me back in the beginning. When I was fumbling around, didn't know what I was doing.
And then you do your finish shot and it looks great. But then like you get up close and it's like.
Put a stain on there and you're like, oh God.
Oh.
Oof. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Mike, didn't it happen with the ash table for you? But it was from CNC marks, right?
Yeah, it was the machining marks.
Oh,
it was like, oh, this is fine. And then as soon as the stain went on, and actually it was passable with the first layer or with the stain. it was there, but it was passable. But then when like the second layer of poly went on, it was like, oh, this is a garbage fire.
Oh,
This
that
has to all be
was-
redone.
I remember that
so-
looking stunning, and then like as Mike sent us progress pics, was like, whoa, what happened?
This is really getting bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a poopy project.
That's
I actually would really like to remake one of those. It was a fun project. I didn't like the finished schedule that the customer wanted on that at all, but
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a cool project.
Well, Mike, what do you think?
Do you want to answer these
Gonna
questions?
answer
I
your
have
question.
nothing to add about the clamp, about the issue with the, what was it?
Yeah, those are
cupping?
the three big ones. I
mean,
think.
Could also be
it's-
clamping too hard.
Yeah,
Well,
too
that's-
hard will do
you
it.
mentioned that already. Clamping pressure. too
Yeah,
much
but it could
Oh,
also
yes,
be
yeah.
clamping too hard. So, no, I'm
But
sure.
it could also be like too much pressure.
Yeah, from the clamps when you're clamping. No, I mean, you just got to be careful with what you're doing. If you're getting that happening, I suspect if you've properly milled everything, that there's something else going on. Either you have bad wood or you're not following procedures. In terms of, I don't really search for any answers on Instagram because it doesn't have any built-in search feature.
Right?
Like Instagram sucks for that. Like it's just useless. You just get fed whatever they
I'm a
decide you
professional. I
want.
search it on
Like,
TikTok.
yeah, I search it on YouTube. YouTube has YouTube is a search engine essentially. So, but I
ever
can't
use
think of an
Google Plus?
example. Oh, what now?
Google Plus. You ever use Google
I can't
Plus?
think of an example. Dang it. I can't think of an example of something where you can't like find some answer. I mean, but
Yeah.
again, I think the problem is if you're looking for answers on Instagram, there's no search feature. So stop
I
looking
think the
there.
search feature is reaching out to someone that you consider to be
Calling a
knowledgeable in the area.
podcast.
Like,
Yeah, call into a
calling a
podcast.
podcast. But like, if you guys reach out to us, we reach out to other people. I ask these guys questions all the time. They ask us, and they ask other people. And like that's how we learn. So that's your best search engine. Is
Pete
people,
asks us
not
all the
just-
time, and we're like, "Oh, this guy again."
Hey, so like, what's this Type Bond 2? I've been using Elmer's.
Why so many
and it's
Type-Ons?
fine. Why so many Type-Ons? Elmer's is fine.
Elmer's school glue.
School glue.
The
the
next
paste with
question
the
is-
stick.
Yeah. so
Paper
tasty.
mache charcuterie
Tasty,
boards.
tasty. Kamani von Strayhorn.
Oh,
Oh, come on,
Hey guys, Kimani here from Van Stray Designs. Not to stir the pot any more than it's already been stirred, but I was born in New York. I've lived in the South. The best pizza
Wah,
I've
wah.
ever had, Anchorage, Alaska. A place called Moose's Tooth. Best pizza, hands down. Anywhere.
Best pizza I ever had was at the
Bet
Moose
on
Knuckle in
Guy Fieri and
Alaska.
TripAdvisor. Best pizza. They got these things called Diablo breadsticks. Delicious.
yeah. yeah.
Anyway, to my question for the week. Valentine's Day is approaching, and my wife and I are approaching our 5-year anniversary this month. And the gift idea, or the traditional gift, is wood. So who else to ask but a wood podcast? So I'm just putting this out there for people celebrating anniversaries or gifts. What are wood-related gifts for Valentine's Day or anniversaries, and something that you could give to a loved one, regardless of their gender? So yeah, just wanted to ask that. Thanks, and I'll see you later.
A Farkle
Mike?
board from the Coffee Custom Builds Etsy store.
Oh,
Dan?
of course. I was gonna say Nope, I'm not gonna say that. No. Well, you could turn it on a lathe. It's got a little shape.
I know what you were
Everybody
going to say.
has-
I was trying to figure out how to do it, but I just went with mine. So
Yeah. Well, everybody's got a rear end. Anyway, you could do.
everybody poops.
Why'd you just go for bottom shelf, Dan?
I don't know what to add to that, Kamani.
Bow ties.
A nice box with some DDWW bow ties.
Box filled with bow ties.
And as far as the pizza comments,
Don't go there.
you didn't even mention living in the Midwest. So how do you know? You've never had Casey's. But okay, seriously, the whole Casey's thing is a bit I like to play on the internet. I'm gonna let everybody in on the inside. I do like Casey's pizza. It's not my favorite ever.
Dan likes Casey
Oh, I can
pizza.
actually.
I
can
love
use
Casey's pizza.
Dan.
Not my favorite ever. As long as we're going to talk about the best pizza in the world, I'm going to bring up Bojo's Pizza in Colorado. If you've never had a Bojo's Pizza, bro, Colorado style Bojo's Pizza, amazing. Anyway,
There's a place in San Francisco called Pachi's, but it's Chicago style. So, I mean, you know,
It's illegal.
Chicago pizza is amazing. I mean, no, the Pachi's is legit. It tastes like what's the big one in Chicago?
If we ever do a maker meetup in Denver, Colorado, I'm ordering Bojo's for everybody.
I'll eat that. It's not like it's not going to be good. It's not like it's Casey's. Pete, what about you?
Definitely gonna pass on Casey's.
No, you're not. Next time you come here, I'm making you eat Casey's.
Okay, that's fine.
You have to try it.
Okay, that's fine.
Casey's a gas station, right? Just want to.
It is.
I told you my favorite is still Come and Go hot dogs. So
the water at the bottom of the drip tray.
Oh, it's the best part. They sell it as a shot.
The hot dog drip tray? The
hot dog drip tray?
It's a lesser known 3-hour energy.
Oh, okay.
Oh God. Yeah, because you're on the toilet.
So wait, what was the question? Oh, the wood anniversary. You know what?
Wood
this
gift.
is a classic, and I promised this to Emma one year for our anniversary, and she loved the idea, and I got all the equipment and everything.
Oh my God.
And I never made
Is there
it.
a swing?
The blank is still in my shed. It is a bandsaw box. I was gonna make a bandsaw box, and I think that's a really cool project to attempt. There's some people that absolutely kill bandsaw
Agree,
boxes.
Pete. 100%. All jokes aside, bandsaw box would be a really cool gift to make someone.
Yeah.
I think bandsaw boxes are
Like
sick.
I think a bandsaw box is like a really just a nice. Make it a heart. Make it a box.
What
Doesn't
if
matter.
Kamani doesn't have a bandsaw? Making the guy
You
feel
know what?
bad.
Here's the
He said
thing.
woodworking gifts. You have to have a bandsaw to be a woodworker.
I already have your credit card. There's 14BX on its way to you. Kamani jokes around that everything.
Happy
I buy,
anniversary.
he's like, just whatever you say, Pete. I'm just gonna buy it. Like, just say it. So,
well, there you go.
Need a bandsaw, bud. But I would say, yeah, a bandsaw box. I always thought they looked really cool. They're one of those things where you can like really kind of take the bandsaw however you want, the piece of wood however you want, and like cut it to whatever shape you want, as long as you have the plan in mind and do a lot of research, because it's a lot of steps to get that freaking thing cut properly.
Yeah. And don't forget to flock your drawer.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta flock the heck out of that thing. Yeah. Drawer first.
Flock your drawers.
And then
Show title.
Flock your drawers. Flock, yeah. Well, that's my flocking answer. As far as pizza,
Episode 99. Flock your drawers. I like it.
I forget what the name of this place is, and maybe I'll find it before we
It's
start
that good,
talking.
huh?
Bojo's.
It was in Sarasota, Florida. I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this.
The New Yorker's got a pizza place in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
out.
also this really good place in California called Blaze Pizza. It was really good. Making a lot of people mad.
Oh my God.
But if I find the one from Sarasota, I'll let you guys know. But it was really good pizza. The reason it's good is because everyone from New Jersey retires in Florida. So we just get like the people after they gotten really good at making pizza, they moved to Florida. Best kept secret of the U.S. Just saying.
Lou Malnati's. I had to Google it. Lou Malnati's in Chicago. That place is like that's the place. And then the other one that's really famous is
Lou Malnati's.
Lou Malnati's. It's so good. We gotta go to Chicago.
Is that like a pseudonym for
It's a staple.
Illuminati?
No, it's a staple in Chicago. Lou Malnati's, and the other one that you're either a Lou Malnati's fan or you're a Giordano's. That's whenever
I've been to
I go out there.
That's my
Giordano's
neighbor,
actually.
Joe Giordano.
Giordano's,
I've been to
yeah.
Giordano's in Chicago. It's actually not bad.
I used to go out there. I'm a Lou Malnati's guy. Giordano's was very good, but Lou Malnati's was better. But anyway, I used to go out there for work a lot. Anyway, the next question is from Moses Cho. Moses.
Oh,
Hey gentlemen, it's Moses Cho with Chosen Craft Co. It's been a hot minute, and I'm sorry I haven't called in a few weeks. Apology accepted. Thank you. Okay. So, the question that I have is, how often do you guys check your stats as far as your growth? So, insights for Instagram, I don't know, YouTube, but, those kind of stats that help you kind of see how you're doing. And, of course, we do not understand their algorithms. With that noted, do you guys still check it daily, weekly, and see if there's like a thing that you guys are doing differently? But yeah, just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts. Thanks, guys.
Dan.
I check it more often than I'd like to admit. I don't know if I check it so much as to learn and try to, tweak things. I like to know how many followers I got and how many people unfollowed me and, and how certain posts are doing and stuff like that. I'm not doing it to try to learn anything because I've said this before, and I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but anybody who claims to know the algorithm, they're full of crap. There's like one or two people on the planet that know any social media algorithm, and they're not going to tell you. They're going to bullcrap you. That's like a highly guarded secret. So whatever, it is what it is. It's all a crapshoot. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add other than that. So I want to hear what Pete has to say.
Of course I check the metrics. I don't check like the social blade, Blaze.
IG Blade, by the way, IG Blade has been shut down.
Really?
Somebody asked me for that website. I think it came up in the Stoop last
really?
week, and somebody said, "Hey, what website did you recommend?" And I said, "Oh, IG Blade," and he goes, "That website's no longer there."
What?
I can't remember. I think it was Paul from 1116 was asking me. Yeah, it's not there anymore.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's completely gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
All IG Blade services have been discontinued permanently.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's gone.
Is gone. Okay, well that's that. But
I think there's Social Blade though. Socialblade.com
Social Blade is the other one. Yeah, that's a good one. That one
IG Blade was
covers,
only focused to IG, so
Yeah.
Social Blade covers
Social Blade
all
covers
of them.
YouTube and some other stuff. So I used to look at that a little more as I was growing. Now that I'm a medium shot, not a big shot, a medium shot at 20K, 20 whatever K. No, I do check Instagram metrics. I do, of course, I want to get the most amount of views. I want to grow. I want to get to as many people as possible. But as I grow, I'm obsessing less about the numbers.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, as long as you keep posting, you're always growing a little bit.
Mhm.
The one time that it really got bad and I was watching it a lot and it became a toxic thing for me was around the summer, but I know I wasn't the only one that was complaining about insane losses. Like, I don't know if IG was clearing house of all fake accounts or whatever, but a lot of people were seeing losses or stagnation no matter how many times they posted. Basically they were fighting to stay positive for daily follows. In a month, I had half of them were negative days, and it really discouraged me. It's really what deterred me from really posting on IG was that. And also we were renovating a house at the time, and we're like, oh, it's probably the house content. But then I found out other people are having issues too, and whatever. It is what it is. So sometimes watching those metrics can be bad because it really discourages you. It shut me down mentally on the platform. I was like, I don't want to post. What's the point? It's just going downhill. But that being said, I still watch it. I want to grow. I want to make sure I keep growing. I like doing this. I want to keep growing it over time.
But how often do you watch it?
I probably check the metrics at least, let's say 3 to 5 times a week. If I'm on YouTube, right now I have a video doing well on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So I'm kind of checking daily. But usually I'd post, I'd check every day or every other day. Whatever. If you have a video blowing up though, you're refreshing every hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Dan knows he's got a lot of bangers out there. Mike, what do you think? You obsessing about that stuff?
Nah, I don't. As my page is really slowed the last year, I haven't
the farm
really checked.
page.
Yeah, it's weird. My page is just really slow growth. I mean, it's been very slow for a year, and posts don't do well like they used to, and so it's just I just don't find myself caring about the actual numbers as much. I think the only thing that I would actually miss from Instagram is the community, but that's not the question. The question is how often am I checking it? In terms of my follower numbers, I very honestly maybe check that twice a week now. I just know it's not doing well, so I just don't really care to look at it. I do check. That's in terms of account. Actual like metrics for my account, the only time I check it is when brands ask for it nowadays. So that's the only time it ever comes up. So I don't really check it otherwise because I just don't really have any desire to check it. Individual posts, I check them every probably 15 to 30 minutes after I release a post. And then typically, since most of them don't do very well these days to what I would consider to be doing well for my page, I don't really check them after that. I just kind of stop looking at them. And it's kind of gotten to the point where like they're doing bad. And if I just kind of stop responding to comments too, because like I just don't really care. Like it's just like I can't spend that much time on social media. I just have too much stuff going on. So like the comments, they either go like, and I really appreciate the comments. So I need to like be better about that. That's something I need to work on because people are taking time out of their day to comment on my post. And I'm trying to like be better about that. I've actually noticed that about myself in the last few weeks where I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting all these comments like I used to. But things are different now for me. Like social media was a really important focus for me. And it just isn't the focus that it was before. Like right now, my business is like the most important thing. And social media is a part of that, but it's not the focus of my business. My business is the focus of my business, but social media is definitely a part of it. So when I get the support of the community and I get a comment, it really isn't cool of me, especially people who comment regularly, to not respond back. So that's something I've actually made a mental note to myself that I need to be better about. But in terms of like the actual, like you get the random like comments and like, it's like in some Middle Eastern text I don't understand, like, or like promoted on Daniel Dunlap Woodworking.
Oh my God, those comments.
It's like those ones I just delete them and I move on, and I got to go back and I got to start being better about responding to comments, because those things I do appreciate. But I like sometimes I just get really just burnt on Instagram and how much time I put into it. Literally every day I put posts up. Lately I have been putting up like 3 or 5 a week, but because it's just not rewarding anymore. It's really just not rewarding.
You kind of touched on something that is a very good point. Wow, I almost died there.
80th time.
You touched on something that's a very good point. After a while, you get really good at seeing if a post is going to do well or not within the first hour, and seeing how it's doing engagement wise and view wise, and you're like, oh, this
right away
very well, and I'm not gonna give it much time.
I haven't had that excited feeling about a post in a very long time. And what's weird now, some days what I'm having happen now is I'm like, oh, this thing's getting good numbers, like 45 minutes, and then boom, sharp cliff. And I was telling Dan and Pete, and I think I actually complained about this last week, but I was telling Dan and Pete that I went back 7 months of posts. Not one time have I been on the Explore page. Not one time have I been on the Explore page. And I used to get that 3 to 5 times a week. I mean, my Explore page numbers will be like 300, interactions from the Explore page. It used to be like, it'd be like 90,000 in a day. You know what I mean? That's how it used to be. And I get none of that anymore. It's just none of that.
The problem is I get that excitement now from other platforms. Like I'll see a post blow up on TikTok, or like it'll be dormant, and then I don't know where start popping off.
Well,
which doesn't happen on Instagram anymore.
Like I've got a lot of YouTube content coming down the pipe, and I'm really excited about that. Like I really like TikTok. I don't give a crap about.
You guys need to post more mistake videos and stuff that makes you look like a bozo.
I'm really enjoying TikTok and Shorts more now. They feel more rewarding than Instagram does. They feel like Instagram did 2 years ago.
Yeah, my only concern with the Shorts is it turns your channel into just looks like crap, in my opinion. It's just a personal thing.
It's a separate feed. It's a separate line. It's not like it used to be. Now it's a shorts section. It's just one strip of just shorts, and you can choose where you want to put it on your page. You can put it at the bottom, top, it doesn't matter. But shorts are good. I've had some shorts go off, and they've gotten me 100 subs in the last month.
Don't say I've had some shorts go off again, please.
Yeah, my shorts came off.
Yeah, I mean
eat my shorts.
I've got like 8 shorts on mine, I guess. They're all
you had some shorts pop off too. Yeah,
I've got one at like 1 million, and I've got a few over like 8.
Great. I want an 85K right now on YouTube Shorts, and I'm like losing.
Maybe I should just get back to putting those up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I have when I do a video for YouTube, I like it way more. I feel, even if it doesn't do well, I enjoy that process more, because I feel like we're hamstring
That's your
we're
baby.
hamstrung into these
Yeah.
reels. Like these reels that's all you can do. And they suck. Like I don't like them at all. They're
don't
really
like them
not
at all.
enjoyable. Like they're just
I really
not a
hate that I
format
have
that
to do
I
'em.
I really like. Like it's such a short, quick. It's like, look at my quick transition. Look, I'm dancing. Oh, I'm lip syncing now. It's like, oh God, it's the worst. I hate it. I really hate it. I just don't like it. And that's probably why my page isn't doing well, because I won't make content for that. And that's kind of like tough. I don't really care. I'm not going to make that content. I'm not going to. I'm just not going to make that content. I'm not going to make the quick wardrobe changes, the quick flashy jumpies. I don't want to be any part of it. I just don't. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'd rather be happy with my content and have it not do as well than make myself make content for something I do not enjoy. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. So I don't like that style at all. So I can't wait for that to die off, because it will, just like all the other trends and all the other things. Someone who works for Zuck is going to be like, let's play with this lever right now. And now these kind of videos are good.
Yeah,
and it's hilarious because now you're seeing that reels or shorts over on YouTube, apparently they're monetizing those for some people. And I think as a collective, you're getting monetized shorts.
Yeah. Aren't you?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought,
Nice. How much is that paying?
well, it's same as regular videos.
Per view
No.
or per view minute or whatever.
That's what you're
Yeah, I don't
getting. You're getting shorts paid out?
Yeah. They're monetized.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. That's crazy.
I thought it was just standard if you were monetized. That's why I never brought it
No,
up.
reels, shorts have their own. They have not been monetized unless you're in like as part of the beta.
Mine are monetized.
Oh, that's sick. You got to send. I want to see some information on that. I'd like to see
Okay.
what the payouts on that. That's sick.
Okay.
But some people are monetized on shorts. It's a very small group of people, but the people are generally, when I talk to people about or hear from anyone, everyone kind of says they don't like the short format. I think what happens is the companies that run these social media platforms, one company does it, and somehow they get it all in their head that they all need to do it. So now they've forced this medium down our throat. Like no one wants it. It seems like by and large, no one wants these stupid reel formats and these short formats. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Old man talking, but yeah. So
There's goes old man coffee complaining
yeah, Old
again.
Man coffee. The next question is from Nick Pachi. He has this to say.
Hey guys, Nick from the Working Grain. So today I want to talk about shop floors. In the new shop, I have a standard shed floor. It's just plywood throughout. And I'm looking at some options for a little bit more durability and easier cleaning and everything like that. I know Pete put in the epoxy floor in his shop. I don't know if that would be something that would work with the type of floor that's in the shed now. But I was just curious what you guys thought. I'm tempted to almost pull up the floors and pour a concrete pad using the framing of the actual shed as the form for the slab. But I didn't know what would be a better option in terms of cost and, efficiency and, durability and everything like that. Appreciate the input, guys. Thanks.
Rolling back, Dan. Mine are on too.
Yeah.
I just looked at my YouTube studio. All mine are on too.
There you go.
On a video with 1.2 million views, I made 7 cents.
Boom. See? Monetized.
Killing
Yeah,
it.
that's trash. That's trash numbers. So
It's trash you don't have to think about. It's just trash that's making you money now.
yeah.
Money is money. It's coming in. You don't have
Floors.
to do anything for it, which is nice.
I mean, I did. I have to make content. Floors. Pete.
Hey, that's me. That's my name. I'm going to talk now because I'm definitely out stalling. So as far as floors go, you're talking about in a shed. Lindsay from Woodbrain just ended up redoing her shop, like one of like her sheds that she put the CNC in, and she pulled up the floors, put plywood floors back down, and then she hit it with that Rust-Oleum epoxy floor, or maybe it was a different brand.
Is
but it
that
was
like a epoxy
like
paint?
it's the stuff, yeah, like the epoxy paint that I did on my flooring on the concrete. And technically, like, epoxy's got a little bit of flex when it's thinly painted, so like it shouldn't flake off or anything like that. But I don't know if I'd really trust that for longevity. The main thing, depending on where you need to be, and I think Nick Pachi is in the New York area. may be wrong. I've been kind of looking at the posts he has and like with the location tags.
He strikes me more of as a Virginia guy.
I don't know. Either way, if you have wild temperature swings, I like hot in the summer, cold in the winter, you probably want to probably put something over that floor anyways. You're probably going to be putting some kind of like gym floor padding or the Harbor Freight pads that I have in my shop. They make a huge difference for heat and for cooling as well in the summer. And as far as pouring a pad in there, it might not be worth it if you think that shed is going to be upgraded in the next couple of years. Like that's a lot of money. And also a concrete pad tends to retain its temperature a lot. So like in winter, you're going to have cold feet, man. Trust me. My shop floors, if I stand on regular concrete, I'm freezing compared to those little black tiles that I have. Someone in a pre-show, actually, when we were pre-listening to this, they mentioned doing radiant floor heating. Don't do that in a shed. Great idea. Don't do that in a shed. It's running the plumbing to it and all that stuff. It's going to be way too expensive. But I think one of the best things you can do, finish it with some kind of paint, seal it in. There's epoxy paints, there's garage floor paints. You don't have to go with the fancy stuff. And then put some covers over it anywhere you're standing just to insulate it from heat or cold when you're in the off seasons. So that's what I think. Dan, what do you think?
I am going to almost completely disagree with Pete.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it.
I think so I'm not a concrete expert or cement or whatever you call it. I'm not an expert in the arts of hardened rock slurry. I thought the idea of pulling up the floor and pouring a concrete pad was actually kind of smart, especially with that giving you the opportunity to put radiant floor heating in there. I don't know your financial situation. I don't know what is expensive to you.
Fair.
Maybe you can pull that off, but I think that's a great idea. That'd be something I'd look at for sure. Pete is right. When it gets cold, that concrete is going to hold in the cold. That's why I added on the stipulation with the radiant floor heating. That would be very nice. I wish I had that in my shop.
Yeah.
Mike?
Just concrete. I just say concrete. I don't really have much else to it. Sorry, I just sent you guys both a link Jeff sent me just now. I was talking to Jeff.
Oh, this is a separate program.
Yeah, there's like a separate program, like where they have. It's like how they're doing like the reels, paying out more on reels, and there's a separate one. So my bad. I didn't realize that. Just to go back real quick, I didn't realize that shorts had been monetized traditionally, like at the crappy ad rate. But there's apparently another program on YouTube where you can get picked out of the, you can be tribute or whatever.
Yep.
And then you get paid extra, like tons of money compared to everyone else to see it.
Well
Anyway,
then,
I say concrete. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't care what my floor is made of as long as it's concrete. I just want it to be made of concrete and to be hard and to be really durable. That's all I want. I mean, I treat my floors like crap. They get glue all over them. They get epoxy all over them. I want to hit them with a scraper and break it off. I just don't really care about the nice floors situation in my shop. It's a shop. I really beat them up like a lot. Like there is so much Type Bond 3 and speed set all over my floors. I need to get my floor scraper out really bad.
that's how I clean my floors.
Yep. I mean, it's just, I make so many big panels and so many panels nonstop. There's so much glue squeeze out all over my floors. It's ridiculous. So I like the concrete floors. It's really easy to scrape up. I push them outside and it's done. So for me, it's just concrete. And concrete is pretty cheap for the most part. I mean, if you have someone come in and do the concrete, it's like 13 or 14 bucks a square foot right now in California. Trust me, I've looked it up. But if you go buy bags of concrete and rent a cement mixer, it's not that expensive. You can get it done pretty quick and pretty easy, especially for like a
50-pound bags of concrete are like,
it's like $3, $2.50.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
It's nothing. I mean, you can just mix it up. I mean, I did
it's a lot of work, but it's cheap.
It's not great work, but I mean, it's cheap and easy to do. So I'm all in on concrete. And then, do your due diligence, learn about your weather and your environment, where you live and what you need to do. If you need to get rebar in there or chicken wire or whatever, I don't know how any of that works. I'm not an expert.
Radiant floor heating.
Radiant floor heating would be dope. So the next question is from Scott Shirk. And I just got a notification from Patreon that Scott Shirk just became a patron of the show.
Snap.
So big
Thanks,
thank
Scott.
you to Scott Shirk. He's
kind of local-ish to me. I think he's in northern Iowa.
he was asking about Patreon and the pre-show, which if you don't know, we do a pre-show over on YouTube, Patreon. Nope. YouTube.com/Another Woodshop podcast. So we were in the pre-show. He was asking about Patreon and he became a patron. What a good guy. Thank you, Scott. And this is his question.
Yeah, hi guys. Scott Shirk with Red Lake Custom Woodworks. Can't really say that I'm a long-time follower, but I have been doing woodworking for many years and recently started to listen in on you guys. Figured out some of the social media and other than Facebook. You know, I kind of joined on the Maker Stoop the other night and with Dan and Pete and had a blast. It was really fun. I guess one of the questions I would have for you guys is I would like to start making videos or something set up in the shop to record my progress on projects to use on my page. When it comes to some of that stuff, I don't really have a clue, but looking at what you guys would suggest for equipment, cameras, tripods, editing programs, I mean, it's all pretty new to me. Or should I just let my 13-year-old do it? But no, that's kind of my question. So you guys all have a good day.
Dan?
Scott, thanks for calling in and thanks for becoming a patron, buddy. Appreciate it. I think a great place to start is to just use your phone. I assume you have a smartphone. It's a very great place to start. I know a lot of content creators where that's all they use. Bourbon Moth, for one, I believe. He just uses his phone. Yeah. And he's, quote unquote, big and popular. And you
Extra
can get
medium, at least.
Yeah. You can get a pretty decent, well-priced tripod on Amazon. Something just search for Amazon, or not Amazon, search for cell phone holding tripod or something like that. It's just, you just need something to hold your phone.
Or hit me up for a affiliate link.
Yeah, do that too. So yeah, that's it. There's really no need to drop a whole bunch of money right away on big fancy gear yet. I say that as a guy who's got a whole lot of gear, but if you're just starting, you know, keep it simple, bro. Your phone and a simple tripod. That's what I say. Pete?
I'm gonna agree with Dan, and the phrase "all news is good news" comes to mind, which is all content is good content. Because if you're not posting it, it's not content, which means you're not getting views, which means you're not growing. So there's plenty of accounts out there posting mediocre or bad stuff or bad quality stuff, or no voiceover or just straight video, that are doing okay to well to great. It just, you know, you got to find your niche. And if you're not posting, you're not growing. So start with whatever you got. And, you know, it's another one of those, like, just like Dan was saying, like, any equipment will do fine, but I also have all this professional equipment. I'm going to say, post anything. Same thing with like YouTube, like anything you post on there is better than nothing. Meanwhile, I refuse to post something until it's perfect. So it's one of those do as I say,
I agree with
I do.
Literally posting anything is better than nothing, though. I mean, you can hurt your channel pretty bad. I mean, you put crud up there. I mean, it's good to show growth in like your channel and stuff.
I think if you have bad content coming, well, it's hard to do really bad content unless you're like doing something really stupid. But if you're posting content of you making stuff, whatever, and as you like grow, you can go through and curate your profile and delete the older stuff, the stuff you don't like, as your stuff gets better. And now that's your new profile. It gets better with time, but like sometimes the biggest challenge is getting over that initial start. That's
I think it'd be a bummer if like you have this channel you're really proud of and you put out this really crap video and it like started to hit because everyone was making fun of it. Like I'm talking about YouTube, everyone's making fun of it and you're making like thousands of dollars a month and you're like, oh, I can't even delete this thing because it's paying my mortgage.
Screw it.
But then you have this video where like no one's going to ever respect your video for the rest of the time. You know, that would kind of suck.
But that's not going to happen.
But I'm still making thousands of dollars.
It's still making money, and like content is content. Everyone's got a banger and a bomber. You know, like you're gonna have a great video on your channel, you're gonna have a bad video on your channel. And honestly, having a bad video on your channel being like, look at where I started, I think that's awesome. Keep that up there. I agree with that. Barn bar video was my first video I ever made. I think it's trash. I will never delete that thing. I love that thing, but I hate it, but I love it. I think it's good
that's
to
different
have.
though. That's different than like if you go on there and it's like you eating a pizza at like a kid's birthday party on your woodworking channel.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. I'm talking about woodworking. He's talking about woodworking. If he's talking about
I
woodworking
know, but
channel,
you said literally anything going up there. I'm saying there is an exception
I'm
to
talking
that.
about
I'm
literally
saying,
anything with woodworking. We're staying on topic, like with just woodworking. Because yeah, I agree. Like keep it with whatever you're doing. Like it makes no sense to have
Keep it on
family
topic.
stuff. Yeah, I have a separate woodworking channel or Instagram that is now my main Instagram, but it was initially just the place to dump all woodworking stuff. And it was trash content in the beginning. If you actually feel like you're bored, you scroll to the bottom, there's some bad content in there. But you know what? It made me who I am today. And I think that's what you should do. If it's trash or not trash, doesn't matter. You don't need to make it perfect. Not everyone has to be Bourbon Moth with his fancy iPhone technology or whatever. I don't know. Well, Mike, what do you think? I want to hear what you say.
iPhone for sure. Well, it doesn't have to be an iPhone, but it really should be.
It has to be an
Android
iPhone.
is
It can't
trash.
be Android.
But yeah, like a phone is the way to go. Like the technology is crazy in phones. There's so much in tiny little phones. Just start with your phone. You don't need to buy a bunch of equipment.
Yeah,
You don't even know
I
if
think
you're going to
all
enjoy
the
it.
modern
like you get
phones
4 months
shoot
into this.
4K now, right?
Yeah, and you don't even need to record in 4K. Like nothing
No.
is consumed in 4K. So, use your phone. You don't know how long you're going to want to do this for. You might be on a lark right now. I'm not saying you are. You might be on a lark right now where you love making content, and then in 4 months you're like, oh, I got about $5,000 worth of camera stuff, and I don't even like doing this. So just use the phone, and you can go a really long ways with that. Like you can go all the way home with that. In terms of editing, start cheap. There's free software out there. There's free phone software. There's one called, I think, One Shot or something.
InShot.
Like that.
InShot.
InShot. That's
great.
that people use. I used a program called LumaFusion. I still do when I'm on the fly. I really like that one. It's like $20 to $30. You can get it on sale. So there's options for that. Or you can go big and get Adobe, like Premiere, I think is the one. What's the big one? Premiere? What is it called? Adobe's editing.
Premiere is
Premiere.
the Adobe one. Yeah, I just
Adobe
use Final
one,
Cut
and then I
for
like
the
Final Cut.
heavier stuff.
I like Final Cut. I do everything in Final Cut for the most part. It's what I'm used to. It's what I like. So there's options, lots of different price options out there. But stick it to your phone. That's where it's good, man. You don't need to go anywhere beyond that right now. Look at the dumb videos that go huge. They aren't super highly produced. I mean, that's what the conversation or the thing I was saying before about the videos like being of lesser value. They're consumed and gone almost immediately. None of those videos are done with high end devices, and they don't need to be. They can be done. You can be just as successful with the current state of social media with a phone as you could be with a $200,000 camera. So that's just the facts. Like your phone is that's not going to be the barrier for you. The barrier is going to be a million other things. Don't even worry about the equipment. Get yourself a camera.
I literally have $30,000 in camera gear because I come from a professional photography background. I don't even bother with it most of the time. 99% of the time, I'm doing everything on my phone just because it's just so much easier and the quality's fine.
Boom. Go phone. So that's it for the questions. Go phone. Get yourself a
Thanks, Apple, for
jitterbug.
sponsoring.
Get yourself a jitterbug. Hit the big giant phone button on there and record away.
Jitterbug Pro Max.
Yeah, the Pro Max 13.
Pro Max Jitterbug.
No,
Can you
big
imagine?
thanks.
That'd be great.
Big thanks to all our patrons. You guys are awesome. Scott, thanks for signing up. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. We're going to come up with some sort of cool thing for the giveaway where we can help spread the word of this thing on Instagram. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Probably have to do like a hashtag. How are we going to do
I've
that?
been AWP'd on 100.
That's the long, first of all,
I will
like,
never get
super long
behind
hashtag. Third of all the sponsors are going to back out
By the way,
immediately.
those shirts shipped. The shirts they shipped. They're coming here.
Flock your drawers.
Very nice.
Hashtag flock your drawers. You got to share it in your story and do hashtag flock your drawers. Extra entry. No. Anyway, we'll have more information over the next. I guess by next episode we'll probably have this ironed out since we have to. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll have the show up Sunday for everyone, and tonight for all the patrons, that's Thursday night. So everyone have a good one. All right. Bye.
I love you all. Bye.
Love you long time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Kill it.